Hello peeps, it's the Hillbilly halfwit today on one of my normal videos. Got a bit of time today. What are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about a bit of Starmer. We're going to talk about a bit of Vaughan gething, trying to stop lying, a proposal to stop lying in the Senedd happening. And we're going to talk about carbon storage in Wales, where they've done a Freedom of Information request and got no answer. So let's get going. First of all, the clown show is about to begin. Have you seen it? The media are giving him such an easy ride as he walks around with his clipboard going everywhere. Look out. The SHIT is about to hit the fan now in about a month. I've seen it all before when Blair came to power. I do like his hair, by the way. It really becomes him. Now, this made me laugh. I got to say, this came up on Facebook and I just had to laugh at it because it's pretty much what's going to happen. We're going to have a free-for-all and they're pretending they're doing something, and the civil servants are going to try to do something now when they've been stopping the other government that was in charge a while back from doing anything at all. So it chuckled me. So if you don't know, I've got a Facebook page called a Hillbilly Halfwit. So last night, I put this up. That's all I put up because I thought it made me laugh. How strange, all the fish in the English Channel belong to the EU and all the humans found in the English Channel belong to the UK. That made me laugh, I got to say. And I shared it to my Facebook page, the Hillbilly Halfwit, and you're not going to believe it. They damn near what's called my channel because of it. I had to remove it. Can you believe that? A joke. It came up and they were going to put a strike on my channel for something I put up. I considered it a bit of a fun. So censorship and censoring is the future while this government is in charge. Now, I've said this before. I want to keep reminding people. That is our border force. That was the guy that was in charge before in Wales. We won't speak about him because he is a turd. And this is what is still happening in Wales. Asylum seekers in Wales will receive £1,600 per month in benefits and public money to fight deportation. That is what's happening in Wales. And there's people now who can't afford to hardly feed their families who've lived here all their lives. That is what's happening in Wales. I've said this before, we're in a serious situation. Over 1 million people came to the UK last year and people here on the streets with nothing. And I came from a single parent family. We had nothing. We had an electric meter. You basically used the 50p's that my mother could afford, and then the electric went out and you went to bed. Now, there's loads of people like that still around and people coming in, freeloaders. There we are. That's my opinion on it all. When all SHT is predicted starts coming true, I told you so. And I'm not far out with my predictions because I followed politics for years and years and years. I'm 52 now. I've followed it for years and years because my dad used to watch the news all the time. Even when other people didn't follow it, I followed it. So look out for what's coming. Now in Wales, the old Turkish proverb, when a clown moves into a palace, he doesn't become a king, the palace becomes a circus. This is very, very true in Wales. He's been basically told to voted out a while back and he ignored it. I don't think Starmer likes him, but he is of the right persuasion, if you get what I mean, and they like him there. That's what it is. But here we are, look. That same guy, somebody did a Freedom of Information request, the Welsh government, to ask what happened during his time in the Welsh bank. Now, if you remember, he loaned 200,000 of a £400,000. He gave £400,000 to a business who then gave him £200,000 of that £400,000, allegedly, to run his campaign to be the leader of Wales. Now, somebody's done a Freedom of Information request to say what happened and ask what happened, and this is a reply they got. The Welsh Government does not hold information for parts 1 to 3. We do, however, hold the following information for question 4. A list of any and all loans given to Dawson Environmental Group and any subsidiaries of that company. Dawson Environmental has received 4 loans from the Welsh Bank. 2 historic loans were fully and successfully repaid. The company took a loan from the COVID Wales Business Loan Scheme, which has also been fully serviced. And that's the one at the bottom regards to gething. Finally, the company has recently been loaned £400,000 to support the purchase of a solar farm. And £200,000 of that went to Gething's own campaign to get him to be the First Minister. That is dodgy. Allegedly, I have to say allegedly. So let's go on to what's happening now. Remember, all this has happened, our leader in Wales. So let's go on a little bit further. So about 2 weeks ago, they tried to bring a law into Wales to stop people lying at the dispatch box and make it an offence. And who tried to stop that happening? Welsh Labour. Opposition threatens Welsh government with defeat as ministers try to scrap the ban on politicians lying. Now, this is from BBC Wales. Senedd, Welsh government tries to block lying politician law. So there you are. The leader of the Welsh Senedd and his party tried to block that law. And I bet a lot of people don't know about this law because it's been very quiet. So thankfully, it's passed. So this is last week. A ban on Welsh politicians lying promised by 2026. But it ain't coming in now immediately. Isn't that strange? That's a bit weird, isn't it? A law to ban people lying doesn't come in immediately. You have to wait till 2026. Why is that, I wonder? Is it possibly because he might be allegedly lying about where that money went to, eh? The Labour government says the ban could do more harm than good. So a ban on lying in the Welsh Senedd could do more harm than good. But it's got through. A ban on politicians lying will be brought in before the 2026 Senedd elections. The Welsh government has promised. They haven't promised, they were forced into it. And that sneak says to me that he will be removed. I don't know about this, but just my instinct says they're not going to bring that in till he's gone, because he's lying most of the time about this loan. So once he gets moved on and somebody else goes in there, they will bring the law in. That's what I think, but what do I know? Right, this is quite interesting, this one. Quite interesting. Somebody has done a Freedom of Information request about how much information the Welsh Government holds on carbon and how much Welsh farms actually use. We all know it's nonsense, but let's just read this. Bob Davis sent in a Freedom of Information request. How did the Welsh Government come up with a figure of 10% tree cover on Welsh farms if they have little or no idea of how much carbon is being sequestered on Welsh farmland? Where does the figure come from? So this Freedom of Information request went in, and this is it below, the reply. Let's read this all out. Dear AT, won't go with that. Thank you for your request, which I received on the 27th of October 2022. You asked for information which the Welsh Government holds on the amount of carbon sequestered through agricultural land use in Wales. Our response. Now, this is a Welsh Government response that are trying to get everybody in Wales, all the farmers, to sequester more about how much carbon is actually being sequestered. The Welsh Government does not hold data on the amount of carbon that is sequestered by land used by agriculture in Wales. Like the other countries of the United Kingdom, Welsh Government assesses carbon emissions and sequestration across the entire economy using the publicly available UK greenhouse gas inventory. The greenhouse gas inventory models carbon sequestration considered a range of land categories, and the following link explains how emissions and sequestration is calculated for Wales. So let's get this straight. They do not hold any information about how much land is sequesters in Wales. They are basically making this all up and using computer modelling to get their point over. This is the biggest con in the universe. Let me read that again. The Welsh government does not hold data on the amount of carbon that is sequestered by land used by agriculture in Wales. Now, people, wake up. If you do not really know this already, this is the biggest scam on earth being used against us all, especially in the UK, to get more taxes out of us and to get these academic lunatics more wages. They want power over us all. That is what is going on. They want the little farmer who's around here now, not listening to them, to be forced into going into their little crappy schemes. That's what it's all about. And the only way the farming community is going to stop this is to not go into these schemes. The farming community needs to stop planting these trees in these schemes and refuse to do it. A scheme with no one joined up to it cannot work. So that is the end of this video today. As I say, I love doing these videos for you people. I wish I could do one like this every single day at the moment, but I can't. So I'm going to have to do some in between talking in my phone like I have been, okay? So thank you very much for watching. Please comment, rate and subscribe. And I absolutely love praying to your comments and things. It's nice to hear all different sides of the story. As you know, I tell you all, I am of no party. I've supported reform in this election, because basically the other three parties are all working together. That's it. I'm a middle of the road person in my politics, and I just use my brain. So don't be fooled by them all. So, ta-da! All the best, guys.